Everyone, welcome to KassDays. Today we're going to visit a really big rock. We are between Okotoks and Diamond Valley, formerly known as Black Diamond and Turner Valley. We'll cover this in a later video, but as I said already, we're out in the foothills and we're going to show you a really big rock, so please join us. To the west you see the Rocky Mountains. It's a cloudy day, it's getting colder as well. It's supposed to get fairly cold again over the next few days. Perhaps even some snow, but you see a little bit of the scenery out here. All right, let's see. The snow looks pretty deep, but it also looks quite compacted, so it should be fine. Here you see in the distance, and we're going to have a close-up look of the big rock. Here we got a gopher. I think he's a bit early. It's only the beginning of March. Beautiful country out here. Probably can't see the mountains too well. As I said, the weather is closing in on us. Probably get some snow. Gonna drift into the minus 10, 15s. Maybe even minus 20s or more within the next few days. Now this is Celsius, I'm not quite certain what's in Fahrenheit, but I'll just show you a little bit the surrounding area of the big rock we're at. The clouds did lift a bit more towards the end of this video, so if you stick around you will actually see a little bit more of the Rockies. Here we go, in all its glory. Big rock, which in essential is an erratic rock. And I will explain a little bit more. As you can see, it's also split in half there. And we're gonna take a walk around it. Here is some of the history, what it is, how it got here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to read this, but I'll explain a few things as well then. So this rock you see is about 18,200 tons and originally came from the current day National Park, Jasper area, and traveled to this current location approximately 10 to 30,000 years ago. What happened is, during the last ice age, there was a rock slide, as I said, up in the national park in the Rocky Mountains, and that rock, amongst others, got deposited on the glacier, which then traveled towards the east, where eventually it hit the continental ice shield, and that redirected the glacier along the foothills, which is just like the eastern flank of the Rocky Mountains. And as the glacier moved forward, eventually it ended up in its current location once these glaciers retreated, ice age ended. So there's several along the way, all the way down to Montana, and this one is apparently the biggest one. There is also a story from the indigenous Blackfoot people. As you can see, the rock is split in half, and in their stories it has it that on a hot summer day, Napi, which was their trickster for the Blackfoot people, he was resting on a rock and got a bit warm. He gave the coat he was wearing to the rock, as he thought he no longer needs the rock, and all of a sudden the weather turned then, and he got cold, so he wanted to have the coat back, but the rock refused, as it was given as a gift. Anyways, Napi just took the coat, and walked away, and then he heard the loud thunder rolling, and when he looked behind, the rock was rolling after him because he didn't keep his word. Anyways, he called his friends in, the bisons and all these animals, to try to help him stop the rock, but they were unsuccessful. So in a last act of desperation, he called on his friends as well, the bats, and they finally managed to stop the rock by flying at it, and eventually one of them hit it exactly in the right spot, so it actually split the rock in two, and then this came to a halt, and his life was spared. So I guess you can say the moral of the story really is, don't go back on your word. If you give something and then you stand by it, and that's what it is. Anyhow, that's just another little story as well. You can read both of them up on Google or whatever. This is just short and quick touching on a couple items to give you a little bit of history on this. Wow, look at that crack. It's just a matter of time till this whole section is gonna fall off. All the loose pieces that at one point or another already came off. We are just walking around the rock here to give you kind of a 360 perspective, so you see it from front on each side and also behind. And in a short little while you see a picture on it on the left hand side, and for me it reminds me a little bit with my imagination on a face. If you look about right now, you have a little white speck of snow with the nose, and the white speck of snow is the eye, and then the mouth underneath. So I kind of, from the side on, especially with the placement of that little bit of snow left there that looks like an eye, so it kind of reminds me on a face looking out into the world. Let me know what you think, if you see the same thing, or perhaps you see something completely different. Right now we are just about on the backside. You see the splitting up of the rock. Now by backside I mean, or consider that the backside, as the other side is where you drive up and then walk through the field. You have access to the rock. So, but it gives you a nice back view. You see all the different layers. I mean, it's one big rock, but if you look at it really, you see all the different layers, one after another, how it's built up. Really, exactly the same way. Here again, you can see it quite nice. Just like any mountain range in the world, that's all different layers and different deposits and all kinds of stuff that makes eventually a big rock, I guess, and a mountain. And over time, rain, snow, warm, cold, erosion, starts working away again, and the mountain ranges get smaller, and the rocks slowly, which are exposed here, will slowly deteriorate. Now, when I say over time, we talk about millions upon millions of years for processes like that. But it's quite astonishing if you think about it. You see the little fence around here. It's meant to stay out of it. Don't go too close. You're not allowed to climb it or stand too close, because you never know. You see all these cracks. At any moment's notice, without warning, one of these boulders could break loose. And it's certainly not a place you want to stand at when this is going to happen. Clouds lifted a little bit, as indicated early in the video, so you see the Rocky Mountains a little bit better here. Well, that's for this video. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to leave us a comment, and hopefully we see you again in the next one. Ciao for now.